Gary tonight live for us, and it really is impressive what they've done here.
Yeah, it certainly is, Russ, Angela. It started with those 5 service members, and now Ed Rossich tells me it's up to 42 service members. That's because so many people have been stepping up, wanting to help.
Here's the original post.
Ed Rossich wanted to do something nice for service members for the holidays. He decided to make this offer on LinkedIn.
I'll personally pay to fly 5 random service members airfares homes.
That was Saturday around noon. He waited and waited.
Military people don't get paid a lot, especially enlisted. You know, an E1 might make $15,000 a year. And so to travel home, it's a real hardship.
18 hours went by, nothing. Then on Sunday,
55,000 views.
It took off.
Oh, this guy got drawn. I originally thought, this is 5 names, I'll be done by Sunday night, I won't have to do anything. And an email comes in, another email comes in, another email comes in.
Rossich says about 60 service members from around the world have applied for the help.
The guy in Okinawa.
But perhaps what's more surprising, people have been stepping up, offering to pay for their flights home. The names of the service members who apply go onto a slip of paper. Rossich picks them out of a hat.
Right before you guys got here, we had another name pop up for a donor, so we can actually draw if you want. Why don't you pull a name out?
All right. I selected a service member named Sarah. Behind each is a story, one Rossich knows well.
Her dad is sick, and they didn't know if they'd be able to get home for the holidays. And so she had no other way, and she threw her name in a hat.
Not exactly a high-tech process for the owner of a software company named Dude Solutions. Rossich says he never expected what this has become.
As long as the donations keep tripling in, I'll keep drawing names. Thanks, his name's in the hat.
He's hoping to help every service member in that hat.
That was a touchy one.
A gesture that has led to so much more. Now, Rossich says he'd like to keep this going. He is considering a website moving into next year. But first things first, that's this year and helping all of those service members in that hat. For a look at that LinkedIn page and more on how you can help, you can head to our website, cbs17.com. Live in Cary, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. They are heartbroken. They say Billy Allison was kind, energetic, funny, and they say they can't believe that he lost his life all because of a parking spot.
He was such a gentle soul.
It's not hard to find people that knew and loved 65-year-old Billy Allison.
He was just a really kind man. Everything about his life he shared, and if you needed to talk to him about anything, then he would listen.
Taylor Knowles works at Yo Pop Frozen Yogurt. Allison did renovations on the Briar Creek store and became a regular customer.
And we just got really close.
Then there's his church family.
Every time he walked in a room, you knew he was there.
We've all been in shock since the attack.
It happened back on November 23rd, just outside Yo Pop. According to the 911 call, Allison stepped into a parking spot someone else was driving into. Somehow things escalated into a fight. Allison was beaten. He died earlier this week as a result of those injuries, his church family at his bedside.
We're challenged as a church, as a small group, to be like Billy, to go out and be exuberant. Be loving.
23-year-old Jarius Barnes and 22-year-old LaDeja Nelson appeared in court. Their charges upgraded from assault to murder. His church family there.
I have forgiven them. There's still going to be consequences for what they did, but they're so young.
But that doesn't mean these last few days haven't been tough. They felt it at choir practice.
And nobody sat in his chair where he normally sits.
Yeah.
So to look up and see an empty chair where Billy should be, that's hard.
Allison leaves behind 2 children. As for the suspects, they have no criminal history. They are due back in court later this month. Live in Briar Creek, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. This former employee and volunteer paint a concerning picture of the Franklin County Animal Shelter, and they say changes are needed. The sheriff who oversees it now responding.
They do not have enough staff.
Diane Kaler says she worked for the Franklin County Animal Shelter part-time for 2 years.
The dogs sit way too long. If there's no volunteers there, the staff does not take them out.
The amount of dogs that have been put to sleep down there.
Darnell Moreski tells me she volunteered at the shelter for 2 years, but stopped last month after 4 dogs were put down that she believes could have been saved.
At the end of the day, if they still didn't have enough space, I could see it, but not at 8 o'clock that morning.
I took those concerns to Sheriff Kent Winstead. On very short notice, he agreed to talk with me and also gave us a tour of the facility.
We feed them twice a day. We clean their cages twice a day. We're inspected by the state randomly when they come down. You know, we abide by all the statutes and rules, and we go above and beyond all the time.
The sheriff says at capacity they can hold 77 dogs and 69 cats. He admits staffing is an issue. They're down 1 animal control officer. Another is on light duty. They only have 1 full-time animal care technician. 2 others are part-time.
We do not euthanize anyone before it's their time. We keep them as long as we can until we're capacity.
Moreski and Kaler say when that happens, they should be reaching out to local shelters or taking to social media.
A lot of it is how it's run too. Like, you've got to be willing to put the animal first.
They need a staff that really cares. And this is not a business, it's not an office. These are living, breathing creatures that need care.
The sheriff says they plan to add 2 new positions to the shelter come January. Meantime, these animal advocates vowing to continue their fight, planning to attend the next county commissioners meeting set for Monday. In Lewisburg, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
Amy is live in Raleigh with his story tonight. Amy.
Yeah, Marius, Trooper Kaiser is a modest guy. He says it's just part of the job. Behind us here is the cruiser that he was in. You can see right here where the bull rammed it, and on the other side of the vehicle, more damage. North Carolina State Trooper Josh Kaiser started his shift Thursday night on I-95 in Johnston County.
We got a call from dispatch that was stating that they were receiving multiple calls of a cow in the roadway.
Several troopers already on the southbound side when the bull crossed over to the northbound side. The road was open, traffic moving. Trooper Kaiser turned around.
We observed a black cow running northbound with the flow of traffic on the right shoulder. The bull put its head down and rammed the front fender area of my patrol vehicle and then continued running.
Investigators say attempts to corral the animal were unsuccessful. They had to put it down. Kaiser then headed to Raleigh to have his patrol car checked out.
Raleigh Communications dispatch, they call and said they received 1 call of a vehicle traveling east on I-40 in the westbound travel lanes.
Within minutes, the trooper says that vehicle was coming at him. He put on his lights and sirens, pulled to the shoulder, and turned around. That's when he performed what's called a pit maneuver to get that car to stop.
I knew I had traffic on the roadway and there was a curve that was going to be coming up ahead of us. And I had passed multiple cars on the way to the call, and I knew, those cars should be coming around that curve pretty soon.
Trooper Kaiser most definitely saved a life last night.
Sergeant Brian Maynard works with Kaiser. The driver going the wrong way, 48-year-old Charles Sellers. Investigators say he was drunk.
We take each call seriously. You just never really know what it's going to lead to.
Back out here live, you can see that cruiser that the trooper was in and the damage done by that pit maneuver. Trooper Kaiser is back on the road tonight, although he is in a new vehicle. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.